Mount Waialeale, which in Hawaiian means rippling waters, is one of the wettest spots on Earth. It averages more than 460 inches of rain a year at its summit, which is usually obscured by clouds. Most volcanic craters in Hawaii are best viewed from above, but because Mount Waialeale erupted sideways, it allows a spectacular view of the waterfall-laden crater. When incoming waves impact the lava rock shore, water is forced through a lava tube and bursts through an opening on the surface. Another adjacent tube blows only air, which produces an eerie groan. Ancient Hawaiian lore told the tale of a giant lizard that was trapped in the tube. To this day, you can hear the lizard's moans of hunger and see the spray of his breath. One of the many natural wonders on Kauai is Waimea Canyon, the largest canyon in the Pacific. Thousands of years ago, rivers and floods flowing from Mount Waialeale carved the canyon. It is 10 miles long and a mile wide. If you're not content to look, Waimea Canyon is one of the best places to hike in the state of Hawaii. There are numerous trails to traverse for beginners and seasoned hikers. The canyon lies within Kokee State Park, and hiking maps are available at the park ranger station. The nene goose is the state bird of Hawaii. Currently on the endangered species list, there are small populations of nene thriving on Kauai. Wailua Falls is an 80-foot tiered waterfall, which you might recognize from the opening credits of the TV show Fantasy Island. In ancient times, warriors would jump from the top of the falls to prove their bravery. Kauai is the national headquarters for the National Tropical Botanical Garden and home to Allerton Garden, McBride Garden, and Limahuli Garden and Preserve. Opaika'a Falls isn't a seasonal waterfall like many on Kauai. It flows year-round, unaffected by low precipitation. There are no hiking trails in or around the falls, but a very accessible scenic overlook provides an excellent place to take in the 151-foot waterfall.
If you're looking for a quiet, relaxing day in the sun, away from the crowds and off the beaten path, Pulihali Beach here on the island of Kauai can't be beat.
Pulihali is known for its 7-mile stretch of white sand beach and for the views of the west end of the Napali coast. Sunset at Pulihali is truly a sight to see. We'll be right back with more Experience Hawaii, the very best Hawaii has to offer.
I'm here at the Napali Coast State Park on the beautiful island of Kauai. One of the best ways to see the Napali coast is by boat. We're here today courtesy of our friends at Napali Explorer. I'm at Nua Lolokai Beach. It's an area so remote, you can only get there by boat or lengthy hike. But it's worth the trip.
Kilauea Point is where you'll find the Kilauea Lighthouse. The point is one of Kauai's most visited scenic wonders, offering more than 500,000 visitors a year a chance to view one of the nation's intact historic lighthouses. In 1979, the lighthouse was listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Kilauea Point is also home to the Kilauea National Wildlife Refuge. The refuge is home to numerous species of migratory, sea, and native Hawaiian birds. Each year, thousands of birds use steep cliffs at Kilauea for feeding, nesting, and mating. Nurtured by trade winds and abundant rainfall, the north shore of Kauai is as lush and green as the Garden Island gets. Kauai is home to more sandy beaches than any other major island in the Hawaiian chain. The beaches make up almost half of its shoreline.
I'm here at Haena Beach Park on the beautiful island of Kauai. It's a great place to swim, snorkel, or explore the nearby sea caves.
Hanalei Bay consists of nearly 2 miles of beach. From the Hanalei overlook, you'll see taro growing in the valley below. Taro was a staple of the native Hawaiian diet. Today, Kauai is the leader in taro production, responsible for nearly 75% of the state's output. Wailua River State Park lies on over 1,000 acres leading up to Mount Waialeale. The Wailua River, the only navigable river in the state, runs through it. Visitors can kayak, water ski, or take riverboat tours. The remains of 3 Hawaiian temples called heiaus can be found in the park. You're watching Experience Hawaii, the very best Hawaii has to offer.
Travel, trade, and leisure on the ocean have been part of Hawaiian culture and tradition for 1,000 years. The first Polynesian explorers to reach the Hawaiian Islands left behind a remarkable seafaring legacy, voyaging aboard mighty double-hull canoes and colonizing most of the habitable islands of the Pacific, long before Europeans had left the safety of their shores. As the Hawaiian Islands opened to foreign trade, the harbors of Honolulu and Lahaina became bustling ports of maritime commerce. Traders, whalers, cargo ships, and luxury liners brought more settlers, business interests, and tourism, making Hawaii one of the most important seaports in the Pacific. In 1844, the first steamships began inter-island service, and over the years, travel and trade between the islands grew as this dependable means of transportation began serving the sugar industry and supplying provisions to the many plantation communities throughout the Hawaiian Islands. As foreign interest in these remote islands grew, the once thriving ocean heritage and rich cultural traditions of the Hawaiian people were nearly lost. Even the favorite pastimes of surfing and canoe racing were effectively banned. Although King David Kalakaua revived many Hawaiian traditions, surfing and paddling remained in relative obscurity until Duke Kahanamoku and the Outrigger Canoe Club brought them worldwide attention in the 1920s and 30s. Today, outrigger canoe racing remains one of the most popular of the Hawaiian ocean sports, with practice times and regatta dates often dictating work and school schedules. And with well over 60 established clubs and thousands of active paddlers throughout the islands, it's no wonder this is Hawaii's official team sport. As part of the Hawaiian cultural renaissance that flourished in the 1970s, the Polynesian Voyaging Society was founded to build and sail a performance replica of a Hawaiian double-hulled voyaging canoe. And in 1976, Hokulea voyaged along the legendary migration route to Tahiti, using traditional methods of non-instrument navigation, proving that the early Polynesians had the ability to explore and settle in the farthest corners of the Pacific. Over the 30 years since the first voyage of Hokulea, she has continued to inspire the revival of Polynesian maritime culture and tradition throughout the Pacific. In 1998, the annual International Festival of Canoes was launched in Lahaina. This 2-week cultural heritage event features master carvers from all over the Pacific Islands and Hawaii. Using traditional hand and modern power tools, carvers construct canoes out of solid logs, as young apprentices learn the lost arts that take a canoe from tree to sea. For 20 years, the Hawaiian Sailing Canoe Association has taken the lead in reviving another Polynesian ocean tradition.
This is how the Hawaiian people, thousands of years ago, navigated their way to Hawaii. This is how they went from island to island. This is how they fought their wars. This is basically how they traveled.
What we have here is Traditional type of vessels, sailing canoes, that have been sailing throughout Polynesia for thousands of years. We try to practice and perpetuate that as much as possible for us and for future generations, and try to get the kids involved as much as we can, and help them to see that this is not only a lifestyle but part of our tradition and our culture.
You know, my vision for the Hawaiian Sailing Canoe Association is to continue to grow. It's to continue to share. It's to continue to work with the young kids so that we can bring them up. Because we're it. If we don't share it, if we don't teach it, it's going to go away again.
With such a long and meaningful ocean heritage being passed on by the dedicated members of associations, clubs, and community groups, it's easy to see why, for so many, to live in Hawaii means to learn and share the ways of the ocean. Whether for work or for play, as part of tradition or for transportation, traveling on the ocean continues to be an important way of life in modern Hawaii.
You're watching Experience Hawaii. The Hawaiian Islands have been a cultural meeting place for centuries. Since its settling by canoe voyagers, the Hawaiian archipelago has attracted visitors from countless nations. Many came bringing religious messages, and all left a lasting impression of sacred cultures. Long before the missionaries introduced their concept of one God, the Hawaiians had an intricate nature-centered belief system. There were no buildings equivalent to churches or temples. They built heiaus featuring altars and carved statues. Many of these sacred structures still stand today, though mostly as rough ruins and remnants of stone walls. Native shrines, imported temples, and churches of every denomination now line the hillsides and coastlines of these Hawaiian Islands. With over 50 distinct ethnic groups, religious and sacred ceremonies range from Christianity, Buddhism, Judaism, Hinduism, traditional Hawaiian, and more. Today, religious diversity continues to grow in Hawaii, but what links these individual sects are the mystic surroundings that have embraced them all. From mountain to sea, Hawaii itself is as sacred as the temples and churches built on the land. We'll be right back with more Experience Hawaii. Stay tuned.